Ever heard of the Vanishing Hitchhiker? It's one of the most famous urban legends told around campfires and in whispered conversations all over the world. But before we get into it, I have a question for you. Imagine you're driving down a dark, empty road. It's pouring rain, the kind that makes your windshield wipers work overtime. Up ahead, you see a figure on the side of the road, thumb out, looking soaked and desperate. What do? Do you stop to help? This exact dilemma is at the heart of our story. Let's set the scene. A man is driving late at night, maybe heading home after a long business trip. The road is lonely, cutting through miles of dark countryside. The only light comes from his headlights, slicing through the rain and fog. He's tired, and the rhythmic thump of the wipers is almost lulling him to sleep. Then he sees her. Standing on the shoulder of the road is a young woman. She's wearing a simple white dress, which seems oddly out of place for such a stormy night. It's clinging to her, and she looks like she's shivering. He hesitates for a moment. All the warnings his parents ever gave him about picking up strangers flash through his mind. But she looks so young, so helpless. Against his better judgment, he pulls over. The car door opens, and she slides into the passenger seat without a word. She's pale, her dark hair plastered to her face. "Where are you headed?"
It's difficult right now,
he asks,
but
trying to
glad
sound
you're here with
friendly.
Me too.
She doesn't look at him. She just quietly gives him an address a few miles down the road. "That's my home," she whispers. Her voice is soft, almost carried away by the sound of the rain. The rest of the drive is silent. The man tries to make small talk a couple of times, asking if she's okay. But she just nods, staring straight ahead at the road. It's a little unsettling, but he figures she's just shaken from being caught in the storm. He feels a sense of relief when he sees the street sign for the address she gave him. It's a quiet, residential neighborhood. He pulls up to a modest-looking house with a porch light on. "Here we are," he says, turning to her with a smile. "Safe and sound." But the passenger seat is empty. She's gone. He blinks, thinking his tired eyes are playing tricks on him. He checks the back seat. Nothing.
I have to get out of
door
here
never
right now.
opened.
Move!
He would have heard it. The seatbelt is still buckled. The seat isn't even wet where she was sitting. It's as if she was never there at all. Completely bewildered and a little spooked, he gets out of the car. He needs answers. He walks up to the front door of the house and knocks. After a moment, the door creaks open, and an elderly woman with kind but weary eyes looks out at him. "Can I help you?" she asks. The driver is hesitant, not sure how to explain what just happened without sounding crazy. "I'm so sorry to bother you this
know what
late,"
else to do.
he begins. "But I just gave a young woman a ride here.
Shouldn't have come back.
Girl in a white dress. She said this was her home, but then she just disappeared from my car." The old woman's face turns pale. Her hand begins to tremble as she holds the door. A look of profound sadness fills her eyes. "Oh, you saw her too," she says, her voice cracking. "That girl, that was my daughter. She was killed in a car accident on that highway, just a few miles from here. It happened years ago, on a rainy night, just like this one." The driver stands there, frozen, the rain soaking his clothes. The elderly woman continues. "Every year, on the anniversary of her death, she tries to find her way home." This chilling story isn't just an American legend, it's a global phenomenon. Versions of the Vanishing Hitchhiker have been documented in the United Kingdom, Japan, the Philippines, Mexico, South Africa, and countless other countries. The core elements are always the same. A driver, a mysterious passenger and a shocking revelation. But the details change, adapting to local folklore and culture. In some American versions, the hitchhiker is a girl named Resurrection Mary, who haunts a stretch of road near a cemetery in Chicago. In others, she leaves a scarf or a jacket in the car, which the driver later finds draped over her gravestone. In the UK, the ghost might be a Roman soldier marching along an ancient road, or a victim of a more recent tragedy. In Japan, the tales often involve a yurei, a type of ghost who might be seeking revenge or simply trying to complete a final journey. In the Philippines, the story is often tied to the White Lady legends, ghostly female figures said to haunt specific locations, especially Ballet Drive in Quezon City. In Mexico, the story is known as La Muerta de la Curva, or the Dead Woman of the Curve, where a ghostly woman appears on a dangerous stretch of road, often causing accidents. What makes this story so powerful and enduring? Part of its creepiness comes from how it blurs the line between fiction and reality. Many versions of the legend are linked to real, documented accidents. People will point to a specific curve in the road or an old weathered cross marking a spot where someone actually died. This adds a layer of authenticity that makes the ghost story feel less like a story and more like a local history lesson, a warning passed down through generations. When you drive past a place and someone says, "This is where it happened," the legend suddenly feels very, very real. So, what's really going on here? There are a few theories that try to explain this persistent urban legend. Let's start with the spiritual or paranormal explanation. This is the most straightforward one. The story is taken at face value. The hitchhiker is a genuine ghost. She is a lost soul, an earthbound spirit who hasn't been able to move on. Perhaps her death was so sudden and traumatic that she's trapped in a loop, forever reliving her last moments, trying to get home. This theory suggests that the driver is having a real encounter with the supernatural, a brief intersection between the world of the living and the world of the dead. For those who believe in ghosts, this story is a classic example of a residual haunting, where an event imprints itself on a location. Then there's the psychological theory. This perspective suggests that the driver might not be encountering a ghost at all. Remember, the story almost always takes place late at night, on a long, monotonous road, often in bad weather. The driver is usually tired. Psychologists would point to something called a highway hypnosis or simply extreme fatigue. Under these conditions, the brain can do strange things. The driver could have had a hypnagogic hallucination, which is a vivid, dreamlike experience that occurs as you're falling asleep. He might have dozed off for a split second and dreamt the entire encounter. Or his tired mind, influenced by countless similar stories he's heard before, could have simply created the phantom passenger out of shadows and stress. The shock of her disappearance would be the moment he fully wakes up, leaving him to question his own sanity. Finally, there's the social message theory. Every good urban legend has a lesson to teach. The moral to the story: the Vanishing Hitchhiker is, at its core, a cautionary tale. On one level, it's about the dangers of the road. It warns us about driving when we're tired, about the risks of treacherous weather, and about the very real dangers that exist on lonely highways. The ghost often appears near a dangerous curve or a spot where accidents are common, serving as a supernatural warning to slow down and be careful. On another level, it's a story about trust and stranger danger. The question, "would you stop?" forces us to confront our own instincts. In a world where we're taught to be wary of strangers, the story plays on our compassion. The driver's decision to help is a noble one, but it leads him into a terrifying and inexplicable situation. The legend reinforces a sense of caution, reminding us that the open road can hold unexpected and sometimes frightening mysteries. Ultimately, whether you believe the Vanishing Hitchhiker is a real ghost, a product of a tired mind, or a symbolic warning, its power is undeniable. It's a story that has traveled across continents and through generations, changing its clothes, but never its chilling message. It speaks to our deep-seated fears of the unknown, the dark, and what might lie just beyond the reach of our headlights on a lonely, rain-slicked road. It makes you think, doesn't it? The next time you're on a long night drive and see someone on the side of the road, what will you do? Will you remember the story of the driver who offered a ride to a girl in a white dress, only to find himself face to face with a ghost? Or will you see someone in need and choose compassion over fear? The legend leaves us with that unsettling question. Thanks so much for watching. If you have your own local version of the Vanishing Hitchhiker story, I would love to hear it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating mysteries and urban legends. Stay safe out there, and maybe keep an eye on your passenger seat.